So as you can see, I have decided to return back to the channel and continue making videos. This would not have been possible if it wasn't for the support that I received in the beginning and all of your kind comments. So I just want to thank each and every single one of you because it does not go unnoticed and it makes it so much easier to continue doing what I love to do. So today's video is just going to be all about finding your motivation during lockdown and a few ways to keep yourself occupied. The aim of this video is just to bring a little bit of light and positivity to the horrible situation that we're all currently living in and hopefully help at least one person on their road back into a routine. I'm not going to sit here and pretend like the full time we've been in lockdown I have been highly motivated, smashing my goals, eating healthy, exercising, because I would just be lying. In the first 3 weeks of lockdown I found it a struggle. I had turned into a complete slob. I wasn't getting changed out of my pyjamas, I wasn't eating healthy, I was binge eating, I was just staying in bed, going to bed late, waking up late, and I just completely lost myself. The best way I found to get back into a routine was setting a few alarms in the morning. Now for me, I set an alarm at 8 o'clock and 8:15. Pre-lockdown, this is when I would have normally woke up and that would be me up for the day. I don't tend to sleep a lot, I'm not a big napper, and I'd rather do something with my day. So at 8 o'clock I would get up, I'd go downstairs and I'd have a little bit of breakfast and a coffee. Now this gave me the energy I needed to go on a daily walk, to organise my room and do something productive with my day. In the morning, something else that I found effective to motivate me and keep me up for the day was making my bed. Now usually I will always make my bed and this might seem really simple, but you're less inclined to go back to a made bed. So once I made my bed, I knew that was me up, I wouldn't crawl back into it and sit and watch movies all day. So if this isn't something that you do normally and you are struggling with motivation and you are spending a lot more time in your bed, I would certainly advise to doing this. At the beginning of this lockdown period, I'd made an Instagram post with 4 goals for the day. Now these were small and achievable goals, but I knew that it would try and focus me on a routine. So all this was to get up and get changed every day, to make my bed, to utilise my daily walk and to organise one thing in my room. Now I didn't think the lockdown would last as long as it did, so I've kind of ran out of things to organise now and the daily walk is out the window. That's got nothing to do with the fact that I didn't want to go on a daily walk, it is purely down to the weather. You will not find me walking about in the rain and the wind. So instead of doing my daily walk for exercise, I have taken up online coaching. So 3 days a week I do an online class that I did go to prior to this lockdown period. So this class is working for me because I don't feel like I've abandoned all my progress. Because it was a class that I'd already went to before lockdown, I didn't want to just throw all the work that I'd put in away. Exercising 3 times a week is perfect for me because I know after lockdown I'll be able to keep this up. If I was to exercise 7 days a week now, and then once I'm out of lockdown I would feel guilty that I couldn't carry that on. Now that's only because I have a really busy schedule. I go to college and I work 3 jobs, so there is no way that I could fit in doing daily exercise after lockdown. Another way that I've been keeping myself busy is I've been doing a lot of cooking with my mum. So we've been trying out all new recipes like pizzas from scratch, salt and chilli recipes, Japanese recipes and a good bit of bacon. Now this has really changed our life around for the better because it now means that instead of ordering a Chinese takeaway, we'll make a fakeaway in the house. Now this is just all wee small changes that are going to have a benefit on our lifestyle. And it also means that we are spending a lot more time in the kitchen together and really enjoying being at home and doing stuff as a family. Something else that I've found that's worked for me is keeping up with my appearance. Now I don't mean this in a vain sense, I mean this that if I've had my hair washed and blow dried and straightened, or if I'm keeping up with a nice skin routine, I feel better in myself. Doing so is just like offering myself a little bit of therapy. I know if I look good, I feel good. And in the first few weeks of lockdown, I was completely scunnered with the situation, scunnered with myself and scunnered with my appearance. Something that I struggled to gain motivation for was my college work. So I'm currently studying a HND in retail management, and as much as I love the course, we weren't too sure what was happening with it. So any work that we were getting sent, I was just pushing it all to the side. I was like, do you know what, we might not even have to do it in the long run. So we finally got the news that we were to hand in all the work that had previously been issued, but there would be no more work handed out. So this is when I began to panic. I had 5 weeks worth of college work piled up and I hadn't made a start on any of it. So this was time where I had to get my head down, but it's something that I struggle to do. I work better under pressure, so I always seem to leave things to the last minute. However, I knew in order for me to get the results that I'm capable of, I was going to have to put the work and time in. So instead of me sitting down for hours on end in front of a computer screen, what I found most effective was focusing for a solid hour or two. So I would just sit down and get through a few PowerPoint slides or a couple of paragraphs in an essay, and this was enough. I was contributing to my future without tiring myself out. Tuesday, with a week to spare, I submitted all of my college work. Now that means that I'm not rushing at the end, I'm not trying to squeeze in as much as I can to a small period of time, and now I can just relax and await my grades. So if you do have any work that you are struggling to get through, this method seemed to be most effective for me, and I hope it helps you too. I think something that's really important to remember now is that everyone is having good days and bad days. I know personally in the first 6 weeks of lockdown, my bad days were definitely outweighing my good. I was really struggling mentally, I wasn't coping with what was going on around me, and my life had been flipped upside down. I'd went from working 6 and 7 days a week to having so much time in my hands, having all this time to think and overthink, and it wasn't doing any good for me. To change that around, I was doing a lot more with my mum during the day. We were going big walks to like country parks. I was FaceTiming my sister a lot more, talking to my friends, reaching out, checking up on them, they were checking up on me, and that is something that is necessary and we need to continue to do. I know myself that when I was going on to Facebook and Instagram and whatever, I'd began to compare myself to others. I felt like everyone was gaining something from this period in isolation except me, but it is so important that we don't do that. If someone has achieved a target time in a 5k, or they are beginning to start up their own business, then that's great. But see if all you've achieved that day is getting out your bed and making it, it is equally as important. Everyone takes on life at their own pace. It wasn't until a friend had said to me that if life was to return back to normal today, would you have regretted the time you just spent in the house? And in all honesty, I would have, because I would have felt I hadn't utilised it properly. This is why I decided to throw myself in at the deep end and make this channel. I hope if you're in the same position and you've had something that you want to do, you find the courage to do it. Now I hope this video has helped at least one person find motivation or get back into a routine. And if it's not, I hope you enjoyed listening to me ramble on. If you could please hit that like and subscribe button, it would be so appreciated, and I hope to see you all next time.